How's everybody doing? Mask here, and I want to share with you guys the deck I put together for skill farming level 30 Bakura. Now, it's kind of been a side objective of mine this entire event, is put together a way that I could get my young Joey here last gamble. I'm on like, we're well past 5 months of playtime, and we still haven't gotten last gamble to drop. Absolutely ridiculous. I feel like I farmed every legendary duelist that's spawned in my duel world for the last 2 to 3 months straight with Joey, and as well as burning through thousands upon thousands of keys. Like all of my Taya, I've used Joey to farm, yeah, all of the Taya keys I've gotten in the past so long. All the Weevil keys. I have Draw Sense low level on them. I've been using Cerberus farm, but anyhow, this is a farm, and I warn you guys, this is not a budget build. This is not a cheap build. We're using 3 Blazing Apaches because they're 1850 attack, and they hit over everything Bakura has. We're using 3 Hunter with 7 weapons because they can hit over everything Bakura has to offer. You have 2 Amazonas Chainmasters to get back Koala if it potentially gets stolen by exchange. We're running the Order to Charges with the Blazing Apaches to deal with Necrofear. Polymerization is going to get Master of Oz out, which we're going to gift with the Martyr onto Piranha for an endgame. Obviously, having another monster available to not have to run, Secret Pass to the Treasures, because we'll just knock the clear the path on the way in, and yeah, Crystal Seers and some Jars of Greed for some card draw and some deck searching, and that's pretty much it. We're good to go. Now, I said it is skill farming, and when you are skill farming, you're willing to seriously sacrifice consistency to do it, because you've already gotten everything else, and that's why you're farming for skills. If you guys want to build this deck, you can replace Blazing Apaches for any 1800 or for really you can only replace it for Duname's Dark Witch, because you still need it to be a normal monster. There's a normal monster because you want the Order to Charge synergy still. If you can think of a different method of dealing with Necrofear, that's the only reason Order to Charge is in this deck, specifically to deal with the Necrofear. So if we find and that's something I'll probably work towards myself as well. Another way of dealing with Necrofear, I'm sure there's another spell trap card I could use. For example, well, it wouldn't be as effective. It kind of, you kind of, in Order to Charge is so beautiful because it's a quick play. It gets done with right away. There's Exile of the Wicked you could use, but you couldn't use that until your next turn. And then if you summoned a monster that turn, Necrofear would then get to steal it because its effect would activate at the end of said turn, which sucks. So it's not ideal to use Exile of the Wicked. Anyhow, this deck could be changed if the way we're dealing with Necrofear is altered. But so far I've ran this about 5 times. I've had I'm about I feel like I failed 1, maybe 2 of the 5, but at least one of those 2 were extremely my fault. I put this deck together actually before I really got the one on Rex set up, and I've tested the Rex one much more. This one kind of coming back to this project now. But here we go. Like this is really ideally how I would spend the majority of the rest of my event. Multitasking, also farming skills on these legendary duelists, because the skills are so annoying not to have, especially with some getting buffed, some getting nerfed. You never know what skill is all of a sudden going to become meta, and it really sucks not having them. I don't even have Bluff Trap on Odeon. Like there's just so many skills. It's a Toon World, don't got that. Like we got a Blazing Apache, that's awesome. Crystal Seer to play next turn. Oh, an Order to Charge, beautiful. Blessed. Crystal Seer to get some card draw going. Both Amazon Chainmasters, that's great. Amazonas. OTC and Apache. We'll grab the Apache. Actually, that was kind of an annoying grab because now he's going to exchange steal the Apache, which we probably actually should have considered not doing. Avoid drawing into that monster that'll just cause us problems when he uses exchange. We've still been playing a beater every turn. So we don't know exactly if he's top decking the beaters yet or not. Crystal Seer, we'll go ahead and do that. He could still potentially have one more in his hand. He only has 9 beaters in total for the whole duel. No, so we know he doesn't have either Necrofear nor a beater at this very moment. So that's good information to have. We will discard one of the hunters right now. Actually, we kind of need one. He's going to steal... he'll steal a Blazing Apache. We'll have to trade them and then switch to hunter. No, it's okay. We have 2 Blazing Apaches. We're fine. We don't want to summon our Koala until after we know Necrofear has been dealt with, because he'll be able to steal the Koala otherwise. Go ahead and rotate one of these. Ooh, 550. We're getting scarily close to that 2k mark, but he hasn't even used Necrofear yet, so we don't care. And the duel's almost close enough that we wouldn't lose anyway. Actually, I think we're at that point right now. Cool. This point, I was at this point in a farm not too long ago, and it actually got bricked because I set that seer. Right now, it just becomes too awkward. We have too many monsters in the field. Three cards left. We actually got to go out with another. We'll go out with another Chain Master. Got the OTC again. Huh. We're not gonna get. I guess we'll be missing out on 500 points because we're not gonna get low life, obviously. When all we would have to do is get both of these guys to die in battle, and we could. We just cycled through all of his monsters so quickly at the beginning. But we'll at least get no damage, which will match the comeback. So we'll only be 500 points short. At this point, we'll drop an Apache. Sure. Boing. Now this is the turn we summon Koala. Keeping the Apache, obviously. Oh. And if we summon Koala, there's no need not to just go all the way. Apache clears the way for us. And then we will have the Blazing Apache. In case he sets a monster this turn, we will have the Blazing Apache to deal with it, to clear the play for the Piranha, which he didn't, so it's fine. So last turn here, Piranha goes out, and all that we have left to do is Gift of the Martyr, the Master of Oz, onto that Piranha. And we are set for our last turn. Boom, 10k damage in. Now we are missing 500 points from low life, which most of the time, especially with the 3 Crystal Seers to Suicide, you'll be able to hit low life with this deck. Very little effort. You have 2 Chain Masters, which will do it automatically. And if you're having problems with one of them, you can simply use the Crystal Seers. We have Dual Victory. We no damage, which replaced Comeback Victory, so that we didn't lose points there. Cards on the brink. We got glossy cards. Only 200 in total of gloss in this entire deck. That brings us down to, so we're at 7,900. We're down to 77 base, losing this 200. Activated Spell, Trap, Special, Tribute, and Fusion. So this is a 7,700, which I've seen before. I feel like there's 100 points somewhere we could get extra. Oh, destroy 10 monsters. So it's a 7,800 base farm, and you just got to pump the glossy right up to get that over 8k. I'd probably go in with some modifications myself. Just throw in like a boom. Here's a prismatic. I may throw in a prismatic field spell actually. Maybe replace the Jar of Greed, something that doesn't need to be in there. Lose a Crystal Seer. Throw something else in. But if we have our low life, and we're killing 10 monsters, which normally is what happens. This is a 7800 base farm, same as the non-skillless version, but I myself am certainly happy with 7,400. With a 7,000 farm, when I'm trying to skill farm, especially in a time like this, where I'm just going to be able to go on Joey and try as hard as I can to get his last gamble. But 7,800, 7,700, depending on how many monsters you kill, and you should be able to slip in enough glossy or prismatic points to bump this one over over 8k pretty handily. But yeah, this is my skillless farm. Certainly not a budget build to farm level 30 Bakura. We'll give it one more try. One more run through. See if you can run into a road bump, like I like to call them. Speed bump. This deck is definitely not as tested as like I said, the level 30 Rex version, but very similar in the core. Like that, it's playing out very, very similar. Blazing Apache to open us up. Now we're looking for an order to charge before he can summon the Necrofear. That's the next thing that could potentially brick us. 2 Fiends. So he looks like he's got the Fiends ready to summon them. Only need one more now. There it is. So we don't get an order to charge. Lickety split. There it is. And that's how exactly you should draw an order to charge. Your first 7 cards of your deck should have 1 order to charge in it. That's just the natural spread of the deck, and normally it does. And here it was too, right on time. So this is the fastest he can possibly spawn a Necrofear, and we managed to not lose, which is great. Ooh, exchange. Take your Infinity Dark then, sure. Ooh, that hurts. Nothing for you to take control of. Now give me a beater. I need one right now. Ooh, that's not a beater. We could suicide and let him hit me in the face. Or let's set the Crystal Seer. He'll hit me in the face, and then we'll get the draw 2, and then he'll potentially... Did I see what cards did he have in his hand? Did he have an Ecto? Let's just go ahead and suicide. And wing it. No. I have a feeling we're going to take a beat here anyway. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, we're actually not in the worst of shape now. Set this to Fiend. We're 100 points away from the threshold where we would automatically die to Ecto, as he'll suicide a Malistol and do 800 to us. We've achieved low life. Exchange has happened, I think. Did exchange happen, or was it just? Oh, exchange did happen, and Necrofear happened. So we're coming out, I think, by the skin of our teeth right now, having all the answers we need. With Necrofear already dealt with, it's safe for us to summon Big Koala now. Actually going to grab Blazing Apache though, because ideally you have a Blazing Apache on the field to deal with any monsters that are summoned in attack mode. Oh, I might have just lost. Oh, no, I can set this. Oh, okay, that's the savior. If he summons a monster, which would in turn have killed me, but he's not going to, I could have protected myself with the order to charge. Oh, stop being dumb. Now you summon up the Koala, and the reason I wanted the Blazing Apache out there though is because if he were to have summoned a monster that turn, I would have been forced to kill it with the Big Koala. You know what though? I guess I could have just summoned Blazing Apache the turn after that and then used it to kill it. So that was just a misplay on my part. Gravel Storm, no problem. Ooh, it forces you to discard though. That's slimy. Wait, he was able to chain that in. Wow, and I wasn't able to like go back to my main phase because it would have been after battle phase at end phase. That's filthy. And you can force a discard. We don't need the Chain Master at this point, so we'll get rid of her. Yeah, we have time for a jar still. Polly's ready. I could just go ahead and do that. Not much difference between a 2700 monster and a 4200 monster at this point in the game. They both kill everything the opponent has to offer. Second last turn, we normally be summoning the Koala right now, but we already have it out. I'm missing out on a lot of opportunity to summon glossy cards, I feel like. Not going to worry about it though. I know last farm we got like only 200 glossy, which is near unheard of in most of the farms that I do, but cycling some of these cards, I suppose, would be much smarter. There's ways we can just have them get killed off by setting them, perhaps. Like I can set my hunters, I could set make sure I'm setting the seers. Just get those, we really only do need 200 or 300, I think 200 or 300 glossy points though to make this an 8k farm. There was 8k right on the nose. And that was with 300 glossy, yeah, because we only destroyed 7 monsters. If you destroy 10 monsters, they give you an extra 100 here. You can lose 100 here, but that was 8k right on the nose. I definitely will call this, it's a little tight though, I'll definitely call this a 7,000 to 8,000. I'm not confident in just throwing it out there. This is an 8,000. No, it's certainly a 7,000 to 8,000 skillless level 30 Bakura farm though. Keyword skillless. Something I've needed because I really need to farm a ton of skills on a ton of different characters. And unfortunately, though, this is absolutely not a budget build. Understand that. I said it at the beginning of the video. I'm saying it now. That's why I also made and put out first a budget build level 30 Bakura deck running on Rex, and I'm going to work on a few alternatives of that build as well. Run on a couple different characters, just to make sure a lot of people have options for level 30. And there is still a level 40 deck that I want to trial, test out, and showcase as well. And it may even bring my attention over to level 40 for a bit again. But yeah, this is this seems to be working for me. I'm at about 7 farms now, and I think I only have 1 or 2 losses. It probably isn't as consistent as the regular Rex version where you're running the dinos. I feel like there's just a little more synergy going on in that deck. There's a lot more vanilla, so you run a risk at losing to Necrofear a lot more with this setup. A way to make that to lessen that risk would be probably just running more card draw, maybe -1 Chain Master. If you give up on the low life, on this, -1 Chain Master and throw in more card draw, that would help. Aside from that, I don't see a whole lot. Maybe -1 Crystal Seer and plus a Shard of Greed. Swap the Jar of Greed for a Shard of Greed. More draw. Not quicker because it takes 2 turns to ramp up, but overall, after those 2 turns are done, you've drawn into much more. And yeah, that looks like about it. But thanks for checking this out, guys. This is my, like I said, probably less ideal, but I probably will spend more time on this deck than I will on the Rex one because I really, really want so many drop skills. Last Gamble, Odeon's skill, which is Bluff Trap. I've been wanting to run that for months. There's ones I don't even know I don't have yet. It's a Toon World on Pegasus, Destiny Board on Bakura. Like, I feel like I just have none of the drop skills. Kaiba, I know Kaiba has a drop skill. I don't have it yet. What is Kaiba's drop skill? That's super quick. It's one that I'm almost remembering what it does. I think Rex has Titan Showdown. I do have Surprise Present. Pretty sure I have all of Weevils. There's a skill on Mako that still hasn't dropped for me. Yeah, Paradox Brothers have everything because they're just the farming super guys. But yeah, skillless level 30 Bakura farm deck was my goal from the beginning. Unfortunately, it's nowhere near as good as I wanted it to be. It's I would much prefer a 100% win rate, but 100% is hard skillless because the only real thing that can be 100% is a skill like Elements Unite or Labyrinth Builder that is activatable right at the beginning of the duel, and you know you're going to be able to do it consistently every single duel. I can't call it 100%. It's quite consistent and probably not quite as consistent, but very close to the level 30 deck that you can run on Rex. But for those of you who are just as frustrated with level 40 as I am, this is a great place to spend some time and spend some of those dice. Check us out on twitch.tv/MasKScarin, guys. That's where you can catch us live. You got Twitter and Facebook up there. You know what to do with those. Check the Discord link in the description down below. Come hang out. We have a blast in Discord. That's where the magic happens. And don't forget, guys, stay classy.